allegation dito so far, as far as we know, base sa mga lumabas sa balita, nakita siya dun sa isang event, nandun siya mismo sa stage. 'Di ba sa mga larawan meron siyang kaakaperong pera, may raffle, okay? Ginagawa naman niya ng ng mga kandidato. So ngayon nasa campaign period tayo, so talagang considered siya na kandidato. On face value, meron bang clear violation sa ganyang situation?
Well, ang presumption niyan kung ginawa ang isang bagay sa harap mo, knowledge is presumed, at saka kumbaga the fact na ginawa yan sa harapan mo, ang presumption diyan is sanctioned mo. That's why precisely may rules, for example, yung COMELEC, yung kaniyang in-issue doon sa may resolution siya implementing yung rules sa vote buying na mas pinastrikto. In fact, yung pag pinagbasehan mo yung rule na yon, the moment magbigay ka ng ayuda or anything of value na merong karatula, merong poster, merong mukha mo, enough na yon yung para magkaroon ng juridical link between doon sa pamimigay at saka sa kandidato. So sa case na to, hindi nga lang karatula, hindi lang poster, but the fact na andun yung mismong kandidato nung nagbigayan is already I think more than enough to show some sort of connection between the act of giving doon sa kandidato mismo. Kasi usually ang challenge sa pag-prosecute ng vote buying is how do you connect yung act ng vote buying doon sa mismong candidate. Because bihira naman actually sa vote buying na yung mismong kandidato yung namimigay ng pera. Usually yan yung namimigay barangay leaders, yung mga chuwariwap niya, yung mga ground coordinators, sila yung bibigay. So but from the point of view of law, you have to establish the link of those barangay leaders, barangay coordinators to the candidate himself. Yun yung pinakamahirap na elemento na kailangan mong patunayan para ma-prosecute mo yung vote buying. But in this case kasi, ang sinasabi nga natin kanina, andun yung mismong candidate. Now, knowledge is presumed. Now, kung hindi niya talaga alam, that is a defense na pwede niyang erase sa COMELEC. So, yun naman yung kailangan niyang patunayan. So, nare-reverse yung presumption. The presumption now is alam niya, and then now she has the burden to prove na hindi niya alam. So, nababaliktad po yun.
How do you, in this situation, how do you prove na hindi mo alam, inando ka sa stage?
Well, it's possible, for example, that you can say na wala yan sa programa namin, bigla na lang pinasok yung raffling or pagbibigay ng cash prize, for example, nang hindi alam ng organizer or hindi alam ng kandidato, because it's possible. Because what happens kasi sa campaign, very spontaneous yung nature ng campaign eh. Kasi, for example, 12 kayong kandidato doon, tapos biglang may audience participation, tapos may isang bumunot ng pera, 1,000 binigay. Oh. It's possible naman na hindi alam ng the rest na nasa stage na gagawin ng isang candidate yon. So okay. It's a matter of proof, it's a matter of evidence. So kung lahat ng kalaban, for example, ni Camille Villar can show na alam niya, on the other hand, she can actually deny it and prove na hindi ko alam. So matter of evidence at the end of the day.
Okay. Minsan kasi iniisip ko, no, alam naman natin yung kultura sa kampanya dito sa Pilipinas. Alam mo to bilang isang election lawyer, naghahanap pang vote buying, pero walang umaamin at bibihira na po-prosecute. So parang iniisip ko, if a candidate wants to claim that he or she doesn't have any knowledge of what was happening, parang naman yata tayo nagtatanga-tangahan dito. Ilang yung pumapasok sa isip ko, di ba?
Yun, so actually ano yan, kumbaga ang sinasabi natin always na yung batas natin nag-ooperate to a particular reality. So sometimes if you go sa ground, meron talagang expectation sa mga kandidato na magbigay. May expectation din yung mga tao na makakatanggap sila. So sometimes in order for you to win the votes of these people, you have to satisfy that expectation. So yun actually nangyayari sa ground. And in fact, for example, one example niyan is sa mga rallies, for example, may expectation na kailangan ka magpakain, kailangan ka magpainom, kailangan ka maghatid sundo ng mga attendees. But yung point doon, sa batas actually expressly pinagbabawal niyan. But again, there is an expectation sa ground. And what is happening right now is merong disconnect. Bawal sa batas, but ine-expect ng tao sa ground. So most of these politicians have to cater to this expectation na namibigay ng boto kahit alam naman nila hindi pwede. So yun yung nangyayari. And But the good thing right now is COMELEC has made everything very strict. Ang daming
Yeah.
regulations. So for example, yung rules sa pagbibigay ng ayuda, mere poster mo lang enough na to show the connection between the candidate and doon sa poster, sa kandidatong nag-a-appear sa poster. So actually very strict ngayon, and in a way we appreciate that, but at a certain extent COMELEC has assumed a very huge challenge because kumbaga pinaasa niya yung taong bayan, ipo-prosecute niya yung mga kandidatong na-issuean niya ng show cause order, but ang question lang doon is kaya ba talaga at the end of the day?
Yun yung susunod na tanong ko, Emil, no? Dahil ikaw mismo naging bahagi ka ng COMELEC not so long ago. Gano'ng katagal na ba? Panahon ni no? Chairman Sixto, tama ba?
Actually, almost 10 years ago na.
Almost 10 years ago. Okay, knowing the structure, the realities dyan sa COMELEC. Kasi sa akin, tama yung ginagawa ng COMELEC, no? They're being proactive in implementing this law against vote buying na alam natin marami ang nagdi-disregard. So tama lang na implement. Pero yun nga yung tanong, no? Ano sa tingin mo yung likelihood na ito talagang mapoprosecute nila sa dami ng gumagawa nito?
Okay. We have to explain, no, ang vote buying kasi yung kanyang epekto niyan dalawa. Merong administrative at saka merong criminal. So ang administrative impact niyan sa kandidato is number 1, disqualification. So ground po yan na ma-disqualify. Second is election offense po siya, criminal offense. Now, kung disqualification yung pinag-uusapan natin, madali. Bakit? Because level ng COMELEC pwede siyang mag-disqualify. Hindi kailangan ng prior conviction. Pag may substantial evidence to show na nag-commit ka ng vote buying, it is already a ground for disqualification. Mas mabilis po yan. On the other hand, kung pinag-uusapan natin vote buying as an election offense, let us remember that COMELEC is merely the prosecutor. Pinoprosecute niya lang. Okay? So ibig sabihin, kailangan lang may finding ng probable cause, and pag merong finding ng probable cause, then COMELEC, through its law department, can file a case before a regular court for the criminal offense of vote buying, for the election offense of vote buying. Now, alam natin, pag naisampan na yan sa korte, it takes years. Napakahaba po niyan. So sometimes, most of the time, nadi-dismiss lang yung kaso for failure to prosecute or sobrang haba ng kaso, hindi natapos. So, inaano nila, ini-invoke yung right to speedy trial, minsan ng ending, nadi-dismiss na lang. So, ganun po ka-komplikado yan. It's a question of whether election offense ba yan or ground for disqualification. In most of the time, mas mabilis po yung disqualification. In fact po, alam ko po merong mga natanggal na. I cannot name specific names, but I know for a fact that there were candidates who were disqualified on the ground of vote buying.